gentlemen. I'll try to explain why the forest is a part of contributing to a sustainable future or sustainable society. I think that this picture, it's a very complex picture, but in a sense it shows what we are facing. I think I will not try to explain it in detail, but what it says is that we are over-exploring the resources we're having. And if we would have an equal society, we will need 4 times the planet that we are currently living on. And this is really a challenge, and it's true. And I think it's something that we need to realize and do something about. So what can we do? I think that we can contribute in different areas. We have some basic requirements as humans, like food, living quarters, and clothes. And that's why we are here. Clothes is a part of it. Textiles is a part of a solution where we have to work on. Besides that, of course, we have secondary requirements, leisure and pleasure. We also need to utilize in a way that is sustainable. Why is textiles a part of it? Well, if we look back, this is a picture showing how the demand of textiles has grown from 1950s and the projection that we made what it will look like in 2050. There's a tremendous growth. And what can be seen is that the major growth since the 1970s has been in polyester, which comes from fossil bases. Of course, before the 70s, most of the textiles were produced by cotton. Now, if we look forward, there's going to be a major requirement for more fibers or more textiles. And where is that going to come from? I think that a part of the solution is to use more textiles made from forest, that is from viscose fibers. And that is what we are doing. This is what the Birla group is doing. We're producing viscose fibers and making fabrics. So by using this, now we've come up with a new brand, Liva, in India. And this is a part of the solution. If we use more textiles from viscose fibers, then we will also utilize less resources. So what can we do? It's not just the fibers as such. I think that we need to look through the entire value chain. We need to start with sustainable forestry and come throughout the chain with sustainable manufacturing, sustainable logistics. And this is where I think a company like ours and the company sitting in this panel can contribute. And we need to do this in a better way. And I think that if we also, to become more sustainable, we need to do this in a closer cooperation than what we've done so far. Now, in essence, what we're talking about, we're having limited resources. Forest and sustainable forestry, such as that we have in Sweden, can be a part of the solution and can contribute to creating a more sustainable society. What we are doing besides fibers, this is a picture showing also a very complicated picture, but it demonstrates what we are trying to do out of the forest. And that is also what is important, that we should utilize the resources in the best possible way. We're using the forest to produce cellulose and further produced, from that we are further producing viscose fibers and then textiles and so on. But the wood contains more than fibers. And in the manufacturing process to become sustainable, we need to utilize as much as the raw material that nature has given us. And this is showing the different kind of products that we are currently producing and that we can produce even more. And I should say that we are using only 1.5% of our total energy consumption comes from fossil oil, and that should be even reduced further. And we should be able to do even more products, and that's why we are calling ourselves a biorefinery, of which part of it is the production of fibers for the textile production. Birla, I think this is important also to see that Birla has set forth a very ambitious path forward, realizing that a company like ours and all the other companies need to be sustainable in the manufacturing and in the products that we are doing. Of course, this starts by setting up that we are following all the legal standards, but we need to take the steps even further. International standards, best practices need to be reached, but that will not be sufficient. We need to go even further to create manufacturing processes and products that are sustainable in the long term. And I think this is something that is actually becoming a growing attention. Now, this is also a picture showing what is happening, and that the financial market is actually starting to realize this. The investments are going more and more towards products and to companies that are acting on a social, responsible way. And this shows how this has been developing. Actually, it's grown. The investments in global SRA assets has grown in Europe and in the States with more than 50% between 2012 and 2014. And I think this is a realization that actually the financial market is now seeing. If the products and the processes are not sustainable, the companies will also not survive. So what I want to end up with, we can start with a sustainable raw material such as forest. We can make more, and we need to do that. And this is what I think is a part of the sustainability future that we have to create together. Thank you.